My name is Surian, and at the time of this recording on October 13th, 2024, I'm 21 years old with exactly 35 subscribers. But I guarantee you that 1,000 days from now, on July 10th, 2027, I'll have 10 million. And if you're watching this in the future, you're not here by accident. Okay, whether you're part of this plan as it's actively unfolding or seeing the results after it's all happened, I designed this moment from the very beginning. Okay, you might have clicked this video because, I made a video about how you changed my life. Or maybe, your favorite creator shared a case study I made for them. Or the media blew up my story. But either way, you're part of the system that I created. Okay, content creators and brands spend months and millions of dollars figuring out a plan to reach this level in triple the time. Yet I engineered this system in the last 48 hours, and it's taken me from 35 subscribers to 10 million without spending a single penny. And if you stay until the end, I guarantee this will be the most impactful video you'll ever watch on YouTube. And by the time it's over, your mind will be fucking blown. Okay? But back in 2024, when I had almost no audience, right? I was just another small creator lost in an endless sea of people fighting for the same scraps of attention. Okay, everyone was making high quality content, right? The bar was already set sky high. Okay, the typical advice I saw, right? Find your niche. Okay, double down, grind it out, right? It would have suffocated my vision. Okay, I wasn't here to build a small dedicated niche. I was aiming for something far bigger, a global platform. Okay, I wanted to document, my journey of building, a seemingly boring 8-figure B2B business, right, to fund my future as a global musician and filmmaker. Okay, a path that bypasses the soul-sucking gatekeepers of the entertainment industry. Okay, these gatekeepers handcuff creatives with their capital and influence, exploiting them for profit, draining their vision and crushing creativity. But growing to 10 million subscribers, like the normal way, right, chasing trends, optimizing for algorithms, and throwing money at ads. Right, it would have watered down my story, sacrificing long-term impacts for short-term growth and reducing my mission to nothing but just mindless content grinding. Okay, what I needed was real momentum. Okay, momentum that could scale globally without sacrificing the depth that makes a brand matter. But in an ocean of creators, how do you stand out without diluting your message? Okay, the answer was to tap into existing attention, leveraging it to create a self-sustaining engine of growth, one that could scale, resonate, and ultimately, lead to a lasting impact. So, how did I pull this off? It all revolves around, what I call the compounding engagement mechanism. It's a dynamic, self-sustaining engine designed to take every piece of attention and multiply it exponentially. And at the core of this mechanism is a strategy called the Convergence Flywheel. This video is the center of the entire mechanism. So if you're watching this now or in the future, you're likely part of the flywheel. And if you stick around, you'll understand exactly how it works, okay? This strategy allows me to scale my reach to millions of eyeballs without spending any money, bypassing all the traditional bottlenecks of capital-dependent growth strategies. Okay, so now let's break down, briefly the 5 core strategies and that power this whole thing. Okay, number 1, prophetic magnetism. So by declaring my goal of 10 million subscribers in 1,000 days, okay, I'm not just stating an intention, I'm creating a magnet for attention. See, bold, audacious claims force people to pay attention, whether they believe or doubt you. They're emotionally invested in watching the journey unfold. Okay, this isn't just a goal, it's a narrative tension that pulls people in. Okay, number 2, resonance of desire. So I'm not just building an audience, okay? I'm aligning my story with deep universal desires like autonomy, freedom, and belonging, okay? This strategy transforms my content into something more than just information. It becomes an invitation for people to connect with their own aspirations, right? The deeper emotional resonance ensures that my story is their story too. Okay, number 3. Okay, the immersion matrix. So every piece of content on my channel is engineered to take viewers on a journey moving them from passive consumers to diehard supporters, okay? Through valuable insights, intentional storytelling, layered narratives, and dynamic pathways, okay? I'm creating an immersive experience, right? Where viewers feel compelled to keep going deeper, uncovering more about my vision and purpose. Okay, number 4, right? The convergence flywheel, okay? So at the heart of the compounding engagement mechanism is the convergence flywheel. So, this strategy is designed to pull in attention from creators, audiences, and even media outlets, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of engagement and growth, okay? The trust and goodwill I've built by giving away massive value will fuel the flywheel, okay? Driving millions of new eyeballs without spending a single dollar. And if you want to understand how this flywheel works and how you're a part of it, keep watching because I promise you, I will show you in this video exactly how it works, okay? Number 5 is the cascade effect, okay? So growth won't be linear. Each success acts as a multiplier, pushing the story further and compounding the results, okay? The most explosive surge will happen in the final months where, anywhere from 3 to 8 million subscribers are coming in the last 200 days, okay? The tipping point will create a wave of momentum that makes 10 million not just possible, but inevitable, okay? So let's dive into, the first strategy, prophetic magnetism. So, when I declared I'd hit 10 million subscribers in 1,000 days, it wasn't just a goal, okay? It was a strategic psychological move designed to create a ripple effect, okay? I call the strategy prophetic magnetism because it taps into the innate human fascination with bold, seemingly impossible goals, right? When someone speaks in an unimaginable goal, or a vision into existence, right? People are hardwired to pay attention because deep down, we're all, drawn to the spectacle of someone defying the odds, right? This isn't just about ambition, okay? It's about creating a prophecy that acts as a magnet for attention and belief, okay? The principle is simple. Impossible goals magnetize people. We're wired, right, to be captivated by underdog stories and triumphs of willpower, okay? A crazy, audacious goal forces people to take one of two positions, right? They either dismiss you as delusional or, they root for you to succeed. But either way, they're emotionally invested, closely watching to see if you can pull it off, right? Look at Elon Musk. So when he announced that Tesla would produce 500,000 cars annually, the auto industry laughed, okay? But Elon's audacious goal acted like a gravitational pull, okay? It was drawing in employees, investors, and the media, okay? He didn't just state a goal. He created a prophecy that transformed skeptics into believers, turning Tesla into a cultural phenomenon, right? Or take Rihanna. So after dominating the music industry, she boldly declared, right, she would build a global fashion and beauty empire, okay? Not just another celebrity brand, right? But one that would revolutionize the industry. And her audacious vision, okay, sparked immediate attention. So people were either skeptical or intrigued, but everyone was watching to see if she could pull it off. And by defying expectations, she did just that, okay? Fenty Beauty and Savage X Fenty didn't just succeed, they set new industry standards and made her a billionaire. So it's proving that, her bold claim became a magnet for belief and attention, propelling her to extraordinary success, okay? Even on YouTube, Mr. Beast embodied this principle. So when he claimed that he'd become one of the biggest YouTubers, he didn't have millions of subscribers, he had thousands. But by setting a seemingly impossible goal, he turned his channel into a narrative that people wanted to see unfold. Okay, viewers didn't just watch his content. They became invested in his rise. Okay, they owned a piece of his story. And that's why I chose 10 million instead of 1 million. Because if I aim for 1 million, I'd risk achieving it too quickly and losing momentum. But 10 million, right? It's a grand story arc big enough to maintain tension until the very end, okay? When people see someone striving for, something monumental, they don't just watch, they become emotionally invested. It's like watching someone shoot for Olympic gold instead of a local tournament, right? The stakes are what capture imaginations. But prophetic magnetism isn't just about setting audacious goals, it's about creating accountability. So by making this declaration public, I burn my bridges, okay? There's no retreats or no half measures. People love a high wire act with no safety net, and that's exactly what I'm building, right? The essence of prophetic magnetism is this: speak the impossible into existence, right? And let the audacity of the claim become a gravitational pull that draws others in, because the world loves a good story. And when that story revolves around achieving the impossible, it becomes irresistible. Okay? Number 2, resonance of desire. Okay? So you see, my channel isn't just about growing an audience, it's about offering people an alternative to an entertainment industry that is fucking rampant with exploitation, both financially and emotionally. People are tired of seeing artists being enslaved by contracts or manipulated into sacrificing their creativity. Okay, my story taps into the deeper frustration, right, with an industry that chews up creators and spits them out for profit. Okay, I'm offering a different path, okay, one that shows creatives, right, how to succeed without compromising their values or autonomy. Right, look at Kanye West, one of the biggest names in music, yet even he's been trapped in a system that controls his masters, okay, preventing him from owning his life's work. Right, he's called the music industry a form of modern slavery, and he's not wrong. Okay, despite all the success, right, Kanye is fighting the same battle that countless artists before him have faced, right? Contracts designed to handcuff creators, leaving them to generate profits for labels while having little control over their own creations. Okay, and then there's Harvey Weinstein, right? His case exposed more than just financial exploitation. It revealed the rampant sexual, emotional, and physical abuse that powerful industry gatekeepers can inflict on vulnerable talent. Okay, for decades, right, Weinstein used his position as one of Hollywood's most powerful producers to manipulate and abuse actresses. Okay, all while controlling their careers and futures. So his downfall, it wasn't just a moment of justice. It became a symbol of how deeply the entertainment industry's gatekeepers protect abusers and perpetuate systems of exploitation. Okay, Weinstein's case showed that in an industry designed to elevate creativity, those at the top often use their power to destroy it. Okay, resonance of desire is about making my fight, okay, the people's fight. Because when people see me reject the traditional path and build my own, they see a mirror for their own frustrations and dreams. Okay, I'm not just giving people a story. They're seeing themselves in my struggle. They're not just rooting for me, okay? They're fighting for their own independence, their own values. And the irony is, right, by starting with something as like a B2B service business in life insurance, I'm proving that it's not what you build, okay? It's how you build it, right? Control is what matters. The business is the foundation, not the dream. The dream is to build a platform where I never have to compromise. And when people see that, they realize that they're not just watching a YouTube channel, okay? They're becoming part of a revolution, okay? That's why it works. It's not just about my personal gain, okay? It's about taking down giants. Okay, countless creatives are fighting the same system that I'm rejecting. My story offers a way out, okay, an empire built on autonomy where no one has to compromise their creativity just to survive, okay? This is the path of the entrepreneur artist. Okay, but ultimately, resonance of desire isn't about pulling people into my story. It's about giving them a mission to believe in. People are drawn to those who refuse to kneel because deep down, they want to be that person too. That's what makes this strategy so powerful. Okay, it's about offering something more than just content, right? Something bigger than content. It's a cause worth fighting for, right? Now, for the next 3 strategies, okay, let's head to my bedroom where I'll set up the whiteboard. Okay, these are more focused on the actual systems and techniques rather than big picture storytelling. Okay. Okay, so now let's move on to the third strategy. This is the immersion matrix, and it's all about engineering a content ecosystem that gradually pulls viewers deeper and deeper into my world by progressively deepening their engagement. Okay, it's intentionally structured to lead people from casual viewers, right, to diehard supporters across 4 distinct stages. But this is not your regular funnel. Okay, it's powered by a technique called dynamic pathway optimization, which I'll explain after we discuss the 4 stages first, right? So, and the circles at each stage are my videos, right? So this is the first stage. Magnetism. Okay. So this is where my journey starts, right? So here my content, right, attracts new viewers with topic focused videos. So the focus is on high value standalone pieces like business strategies, crazy results in my business, or mindset tips, right? The goal is to hook viewers with relevant content that solves their problems or piques curiosity. And once the viewer is hooked, then they move on to the second stage, which is the resonance stage. Okay. So, this is where I start to introduce, more of my personality, my journey, and my struggles. Viewers begin to engage with, how I think and how these ideas fit into my larger worldview. So they move from, just consuming content, right, to now connecting with my broader philosophy and personal insight. So by this point, viewers are invested in, more than just the content, they're invested in me. Okay, and then once they have enough time, right, in this stage, now they're ready for the third stage. Okay. This is the assimilation stage. So this is where everything converges and I share my personal vision for the future, my deepest desires, and my major why, or why I'm working so hard to build everything, okay? Which, I will tell you at the end, right? If you watch this video to the very end, right? So, all meta topics like business, mindset, creativity, philosophy, purpose, right, start to overlap and the focus shifts to my story and my deeper mission, okay? And the final stage, okay, is the allegiance stage. So, this is where viewers become diehard supporters. So this stage shifts, the content creation from me to my supporters. So, here people aren't just fans, they're advocates, okay? They help spread the message and create content around my ideas and push my brand forward. It's all about, building a community where viewers create content about me, amplifying my message. And I'm considering, adding incentive systems at this stage to encourage co-creation, but it's not set in stone yet, right? But this stage is where true leverage happens, right? When people become co-creators, my reach scales exponentially without any extra effort from me, right? It's the deepest form of engagement where the brand grows through the community itself. Okay, within all 3 of my content stages of the immersion matrix, so magnetism, resonance, and assimilation, right? They will all be linked together through what I like to call pathways, but known to most people, known by most people as CTAs and end cards. Okay, so like this. Okay. Right, you get the idea, right? But guess what, right? I'm not going to use CTAs and end cards in the way that 99% of creators do. Okay, and I'll quickly explain what those are for those of you that don't know. So when a YouTuber says, hey, if you like this video about X, then watch this video I made about Y, and they point right here, right? So this video linked on the screen. That's a specific line in their script, okay? And it's called a CTA or call to action. And the little video they point to, right, is called an end card. Now, to clarify though, on YouTube, they call it an end screen, but for the sake of clarity, I'm going to refer to it as an end card because I'm talking about the specific object, right? This little video that they point to, right? Well, I'm using a technique that goes completely against how most creators use CTAs and end cards, and it's called dynamic pathway optimization, okay? Or you can call it DPO for short, okay? So what does that even mean? Well, pretty much this technique revolves around two core tactics, okay? So the first one, okay, open-ended CTA. So instead of pre-scripting the CTA for each video and directing viewers to a specific video, I'll tell them that I don't know exactly what the video is that I'm actually recommending them at the end of the video. And I do this on purpose. Why? Well, two reasons, right? One, YouTube doesn't allow you to add clips to your videos after posting. So this means if I script the CTA, I can never, switch out the end card without confusing viewers. Number two, because it builds trust, I want my audience to understand that I'm keeping their content journey dynamic. And look, if I believe, right, a different video will, serve them better down the line, which is likely to happen, I have the flexibility now to change the recommendation based on what's most relevant and valuable for them, okay? And this is the second tactic, which I kind of just discussed, but I want to highlight a point. So dynamically changing end cards, okay? So like I just said, so with the system, right, of open-ended CTAs, now we can switch out the end cards dynamically without confusing viewers. And specifically, this is what it means, right? So when a video spikes in viewership, I can now adjust the entire content journey to retain as many new viewers as possible. So, for example, right? Okay, let's say I had an old video about like marketing and it just blows up all of a sudden, right? Like let's say 6 months after I post it, right? Just blows up, okay? Well, at the time, right, when I first posted this video, right, it originally linked, right, the end card linked to a video on, let's say, sales tips, okay? Okay, right? But, maybe let's just say that, literally just last week, right, I just recently posted a newer, more advanced marketing video that I think will interest the viewers of the viral video more than the original sales video, okay? So, let's see. Okay, new marketing. Okay, maybe this video is, diving deeper into the original, concepts in this video. So it'd make more sense, right? For the viewers of this viral marketing video to actually go here, right? So guess what? I just got rid of that and I can now move the pathway here, okay? It's going to keep the flow relevant and engaging. So let's talk about why this is so powerful, okay? First, right, the genius of open-ended CTAs is that they disrupt the standard content flow. So, most creators like, lock viewers into your rigid predetermined path, which doesn't allow for flexibility. But by leaving it open-ended, I'm creating curiosity and giving viewers a reason to trust my judgment and follow where I lead, because they know that I'm going to give them, right, the most relevant up-to-date content based on what they've already watched, right? Second, as I showed you, dynamically changing end cards, right, is the ultimate tool for capturing traffic. Because like I said, we can't predict, right, what videos go viral. So, which means if you're not using DPO, you stuck with whatever pathway you originally created, which might not be the best way to retain that audience, right? And with my system, I can adapt instantly. I can optimize video pathways based on what's trending and, what will keep them engaged, whether that's, pushing them towards a new video, right, like I just showed you, or like another series that takes them deeper into my content, right? And this has second or third layer effects, okay? Because think about it. If I move it here, right, this video is also going to be linked to another video, okay? Okay, and then that video links to another video, okay? So do you see how there's many layers to this, right? The whole point though, right, is to get them to watch my videos as much as possible, right? To stay on my channel, because guess what? The longer people watch my content, the more YouTube boosts my videos in the algorithm, right? This strategy maximizes the viewer retention, and it's not only different, okay, it's smarter. It allows me to, guide viewers more effectively, adapt to trends as they happen, all while building a system based on trust and flexibility. It also future-proofs my channel by ensuring that I can constantly change content pathways, okay? So, now I'm not going to use this for every single video because, sometimes it might make sense to create a static pathway just like maybe I'm running a series or something, okay, then it might make sense, right? But I will use it for the vast majority of them, okay? And this supports the ultimate goal of the immersion matrix, like converting casual viewers into diehard supporters, maximizing engagement and retention at every stage by building trust with this system, okay? Oh shit. Okay, sorry, I forgot to put this part of the script in the teleprompter. Okay, now that we've established the immersion matrix, right, let's get into the strategy that directly involves you, the viewer, right, the convergence flywheel. Okay, this is how I reach millions of people without spending a dime. But first you need to understand, right, what fuels it if it's not money, okay? Something I call reciprocity capital, okay? Damn, I kind of fucked up the proportions. This looks more like a sausage bank than a piggy bank. But so reciprocity capital is, the trust and goodwill built by giving, so much value up front that when I finally make an ask, it doesn't feel transactional, it feels earned, okay? So, think of Oprah. So after years of delivering life-changing content, right, when she launched her own products, people couldn't wait to support her. Right, she built so much trust that every ask felt natural. But for me, this strategy isn't about launching TV networks like Oprah, okay? It's about building a platform worth millions so that in 5 to 10 years, I can eventually launch my ventures in music and film and retain 100% creative control, okay? So every video I make is a deposit into my reciprocity capital account, setting the stage for explosive growth, all without traditional funding from labels or investors. So, how do I build reciprocity capital, right? Well, it's simple. So I'll spend the beginning of my journey, right, giving immense value without asking for anything, okay? Business strategies, mindset shifts, anything that I know can help someone, right? I'll be offering more than others typically charge for. And each video I post is a deposit in my reciprocity capital account, okay? See, right? So, right, the goal is to make people feel compelled to support me, not because I ask, but because the value is so high that giving back feels natural. But pure value alone won't get me to 10 million, right? I need to tap into existing attention from creators who've already built trust with the audience that I want to reach, okay? That's where the convergence flywheel comes in. And it's all designed to get as many people as possible to watch this video that you are watching right now. Okay. So let me visualize this real quick for you. This video, boom, right? So, here's how it's going to work, okay? Step 1, okay? Case study, okay? You guys might be catching on right now, right? So I'm going to create a case study video, right? And I'll create for certain creators, right, that are larger than me, showing exactly how their content has influenced my journey. So, these are essentially personalized breakdown videos of how their insights have shaped my business and life strategy. And remember how I said, right, I won't use open-ended CTAs for every single video. Well, this will be one of those times. So at the end of this video, I will connect the impact this creator has had on my journey to my broader goal of reaching 10 million subscribers in 1,000 days. And, I will thoughtfully ask the creator to watch this video, which I'll link as the end card. Okay, maybe you came through that video this way, right? But anyways, I'm not just going to do that, right? I'm going to go the extra mile to provide value to the creator by linking an extra content piece in the video description, okay? Okay. Link. Okay, there's the link symbol, you know what I mean? But anyways, right? So this is going to be step 2, right? Release an accompanying extra content piece linked in the description, okay? Extra content, okay? Okay, and then, right? And let's see. Pretty much this extra content piece, right, will provide a deeper analysis of, how the creator's work aligns with my mission, helping me build a platform to bypass the gatekeepers of the entertainment industry and achieve the audacious goal of 10 million subscribers in 1,000 days. And I'm thinking, of making it like an article, right? Since, that's pretty easy to consume. And then at the end, I'll link this video as the core piece that ties it all together. Okay, so maybe you came to this video from that link. If you check that out too, okay? So the goal right here is to give the creator another opportunity to, engage more deeply, right? And ultimately another avenue through which I can pull them into this video. So, but quick note, right? Depending on how things go, right? I might swap out the article for a different type of extra content piece that better drives that outcome. So you got to stay tuned for that because we don't know, right? But the core idea remains the same, right? Get them to watch this video, okay? But just putting their name in the title, right? It's not going to actually be enough to get their attention, especially since I'm thinking of targeting creators who are known for saying no to almost everything. So we can get their attention, right? You'll be watching something big unfolding in real time. And to make that happen, I need your help. This is where the reciprocity capital that I've built over the past year comes into play, okay? So you guys might be catching on now, right? Give me 1 second. Right? So, at the end of every case study video, right, I'll be launching a contest where you can win high impact prizes like, maybe free business consulting or personal mentoring for me, or, I'm not exactly sure, but I'll figure out something that's worth a lot of money for you guys, okay? And to qualify, right, you'll need to, 1, subscribe to my channel, 2, turn on post notifications, 3, like the video, 4, comment with one idea or strategy of mine that's impacted you the most, tagging the targeted creator, 5, subscribe to the creator's channel, and 6, go to the creator's least viewed video, which I'll link in the description of the case study, okay, and leave a positive comment mentioning how their content has changed your life or how excited you are to dive into their content if you're new to them. But in both cases, okay, let them know that you were sent by me. And guys, this is on purpose, right? Least viewed video. We go where there's the least amount of noise, okay? And guys, if for any reason you are too lazy to do all 6 steps to enter the contest, at the very least, please do the 5th step, okay? Subscribe to the creator's channel. They can actually change your life with their content, and this will help make the strategy work, okay? I want to boost their channel like crazy. I want to give someone 1 million fucking subscribers in a single week, okay? That's the type of impact we need to have for this to work. And whoever's comment on my case study, video gets the most engagement, right? Whether it's replies from others agreeing, starting a conversation, or sharing their thoughts will win the prize. But don't stop there, right? Likes count too. So if you see a comment you agree with, right, hit that like button. And the more engagement that your comment gets, right, the higher your chances of winning. But this isn't just a contest, okay? It's a strategy, right? So with this coordinated action, I'm sending a wave of new subscribers and attention to that creator for free, right? Right? New subs, okay? And in return, right, I'm betting that they're going to come across this video, right, between either one of the pathways, right, and share the case study with their audience. Okay? And if they do that, right, this single action will close the convergence flywheel loop, the entire compounding engagement mechanism. And every second I put into building this channel, okay, hinges on this moment, right? So everything depends on whether the creator shares my content with their audience, making it the key to reaching 10 million, right? And if they do, right, then their audience will eventually find this video and more people will enter the next contest and the cycle continues. And no, I'm not going to tell you how many creators I intend to target or when I intend to target them. The only way you'll know these details is if you follow along for the journey, okay? Now, look, I'm going to speak directly to the creator, okay? I'm sure you've caught on to what's happening, right? If you're still watching at this point, I genuinely appreciate your time and attention, okay? This strategy isn't about self-interest. I've designed it purposefully in a way that I 1000% believe will genuinely benefit us both, okay? Because look, my channel, right, is meant to cultivate diehard subscribers or diehard supporters, and that's the type of subscriber that I'm sending your way. And then on top of that, right, as the journey builds momentum, right, you'll be recognized, okay, as a pivotal figure in the story, sharing in the attention and growth once it reaches mainstream media. So, I completely understand that, maybe sharing someone else's content might not be something you typically do. And I don't take that lightly. But, if you find value in the case study that I made for you and feel inclined to share it with your audience, I'd be genuinely grateful. And if you're comfortable, it would mean the world to me if you could also mention the additional content that I've linked in the description, and especially this video that you're watching right now, as like I said, it ties everything together. Okay, and feel free to share it in whatever way makes the most sense for you, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or wherever you think that your audience would engage the best. Okay, something that isn't too time sensitive, like an Instagram story repost would be ideal, since it would help more people find and get value from the case study over time. But ultimately, I leave it in your hands, and I'm truly thankful for any support you do feel comfortable offering. Okay, but let's talk about why does the convergence flywheel work, right? So number one, right? Okay, so it's purposely low friction, right? I did that on purpose. So I'm not asking the creator for a complex collaboration. Okay, most people, right, would try to leverage a creator's audience by asking for a joint video, right? Instead, I want them to enjoy the case study, the extra content piece, and hopefully this video too. Okay, all they need to do is share the case study, which takes only a few minutes, right? In return, I'm driving quality traffic and engagement to their channel, providing genuine value without requiring extra effort. Okay, and I'm just making them look good because they changed my life, right? So the genius of this strategy is that it's a win for everyone involved. Okay, this is the second reason why it's an amazing strategy. Okay, suspense-driven participation, right? So, most creators rely on predictable growth strategies, ads, collaborations, or trending content, but the Convergence Flywheel, right, uses suspense to keep my audience emotionally hooked. So by not revealing who I'll target, how many creators, or when, I've created a system that keeps people on edge, always anticipating the next move. The mystery, right, primes viewers to engage because they don't want to miss the next reveal, right? And as the tension builds up with each case study, right, the unfolding mystery draws more and more people into the journey, making them eager to see how it all plays out, right? Number three. Sorry, this is long. Okay, I got it. Number three, so scales without capital constraints. Okay, so most brands scale through a pay-to-play method of running ads, right? My entire strategy is built on reciprocity capital, which scales exponentially without the bottlenecks of paid growth, right? Let's break this down, okay? So the first reason why paid growth sucks after a while, right? Diminishing returns. So as you pour more money into ads, the cost per engagement, or your CPE, goes up, right? So you start targeting colder audiences, and eventually, right, each dollar buys fewer and fewer new subscribers because less people know you at that point, right? The ceiling is huge, right? This is a huge limitation for most creators who try to buy their growth. Okay. Number two, platform constraints, right? Ads are subject to platform algorithms, regulations, and ad fatigue, right? So platforms like YouTube and Facebook limit how far you can scale your spend before it just becomes inefficient. You're not in control. Algorithms and policy changes decide how far your money can stretch. Okay, but using the Convergence Flywheel, okay, powered by reciprocity capital, there's no ceiling. Okay, it's infinitely scalable because I'm leveraging relationships and trust, not dollars. Okay, there are no diminishing returns and no one's throttling my reach. This bypasses every limitation traditional paid growth methods face. And because I've already built out, right, the Immersion Matrix ecosystem, I have an optimized channel to capture each new wave of viewers and convert them into diehard fans, right? This is the fourth reason. Okay. Exponential growth through a single video, right? So the core of the Convergence Flywheel is to funnel as many viewers as possible to this very video, right? So the bet I'm making is that, once the creator's audience watches the case study, they'll eventually end up here. By the time they do, they'll be so impressed by the strategy that they'll want to participate in the next case study contest, okay? This is what powers the flywheel. So each time a creator's audience engages with my content, right, it drives more people back to this core video. And as I target bigger creators, the audience participation will snowball, creating a self-reinforcing loop of engagement. So with each new case study, the effects multiplies, making this single video the crucial driver towards reaching 10 million subscribers, right? So, while most big brands and creators spend months or, even years testing multiple strategies to reach 10 million subscribers, I focus everything on one highly engineered mechanism built around a video, that took me a few days to film on my iPhone using my dad's shitty, taped up whiteboard, right? And this little thingy. And this dog shit mic on Amazon too, right? So it's a completely contrarian approach, and it highlights how sometimes, right, the simplest systems, when designed well, can achieve extraordinary results. So in short, right, this strategy allows me to reach, okay, millions of people, okay, without spending a single penny on paid reach. No ads, no sponsors, no investors, just pure scalable attention that I've earned, not bought, okay? Now let's go into the fifth strategy, and I'll show you how everything ties together, which is a cascade effect. Okay, so now we've covered the groundwork of my strategy, right? Prophetic magnetism, resonance of desire, the immersion matrix, and the convergence flywheel. So it's time to discuss what happens when all these elements start working together, okay? The cascade effect. So this is where each successful execution doesn't just add growth, okay? It multiplies it, setting off a chain reaction that draws in massive attention from creators and media far beyond my initial reach. Okay, the principle here is simple. Right? Outsized returns. So, at first, each convergence flywheel loop will attract, a few thousand new viewers. But, as more high-profile creators engage, the ripple effect will amplify, spreading beyond, the targeted creators' audiences to other creators until it reaches a tipping point, okay? That's when it shifts from a niche YouTube strategy to a full-blown movement that everyone wants a piece of, okay? When every creator in the space is talking about my journey, they'll start sharing my story because it's a narrative, right? A rare, audacious quest to achieve 10 million subscribers against all odds, okay? So, one example of the cascade effect in action, okay? I'm sure you guys all know about like Lil Nas X's rise to global fame, right? We all were listening to the same damn song the whole summer, and he was milking all the remixes. So, he started with a single, song, Old Town Road, using strategic meme base, targeting to get it picked up by key influencers, right? But the real magic happened when one big creator after another started sharing it. Each, share made it more viral until the momentum became unstoppable, right? So within months, he went from being an unknown artist to topping the Billboard charts for 19 consecutive weeks, breaking the all-time record, okay? It wasn't just a viral moment, right? It was a cultural moment. So, this is the same outcome, right, that I'm aiming for. Starting with, small sparks of attention, and then using every new success to make the next one bigger until, I'm not just a creator, but I'm a phenomenon. But I won't just sit back, right, and watch it unfold. Okay, I'll actively engineer this final surge. So by strategically, right, targeting the last one or two creators relatively close to the final stretch of, my 1,000-day journey, right, I'll create the perfect storm of attention, right? This is when I expect this story to hit a tipping point, forcing media outlets to scramble to cover the narrative. So, you might see the transition, right, from YouTube to mainstream media, okay? Shit, maybe Kanye will tweet about me. But anyways, so this is going to occur right before your eyes. So with outlets like Forbes or the New York Times, right, you're going to be seeing headlines, right? 21-year-old kid goes from 35 subscribers wearing the same 3 wife beaters and broke as fuck, okay, to 10 million subscribers in 1,000 days, okay? This is how you fucking play the game. So by timing the final creator reveal for maximum impact, right, I'm not leaving the media frenzy to chance. I'm setting it in motion. So with every new creator or media outlet that covers my story, right, it won't just bring in their audience. It will trigger a reaction where, more creators and outlets that even those I've never heard of, right, will want to share my story. That's how we go from social media virality, okay, to full-blown mainstream coverage, right? When this occurs, I'll have the type of platform I need to one day launch my media company, bypassing, traditional entertainment gatekeepers entirely. But to sum it up, right, this isn't just about hitting 10 million subscribers, okay? It's about turning every piece of attention into a multiplying force that pushes the entire strategy forward. So, the final surge of subscribers, maybe 3 to 7 million of them will likely come in the last 200 days, okay? By purposely targeting the biggest creators in the final stretch, okay, I'll create a race to the finish where everyone wants to join before the story ends. This will create a frenzy of engagement that goes far beyond what organic content alone could achieve, right? So that's the power of the cascade effect, right? One small push at the beginning becomes a tidal wave of influence by the end. With each execution, it doesn't just grow, it explodes. And once it starts, it becomes nearly impossible to stop. So let's just talk about timelines and growth expectations now, okay? So the goal here is to outline the expected growth over time, right? What milestones to expect and when each strategy will fully come into play to drive exponential growth. So I'm setting these benchmarks, not only for accountability, but also to provide a realistic path to achieving my goal of 10 million subscribers, right, in 1,000 days. right? 1,000, 10M. Okay. So let's talk about, day 1 to 100. So this is going to be all about setting the foundation, right? The first 100 days are all about establishing prophetic magnetism and resonance of desire. So, I'll focus on creating, high quality content, right? That is, tapping into curiosity and bold claims, setting up the audacity that hooks the initial viewer, right? The content at this stage will cover, broad strategic insights, business principles, crazy attempts or ideas that I try in my own business, and, foundational videos that outline the journey ahead. Okay. By the end of the stage, okay, I aim to capture, the first wave of curious subscribers. So with a target of, maybe 500 to 1,000 at this point. Okay. Very tiny. So, as I pass day 100, right, I'll start to make content at the resonance stage. Okay. Right. So we're not even talking about day 100 to 200 now. Okay. And, this is going to be me bringing in more personal narratives to strengthen emotional engagement, right? So I'll start sharing more of my personal story, detailing my in-depth business strategies and building content that hits on shared values like, autonomy and self-mastery. So this is where, the deeper engagement starts, moving casual viewers to become emotionally invested in my journey. So by day 200, right, I'm aiming for, around maybe 5,000 to 10,000. Okay. Right. And then, let's talk about day 200 to day 365. Right there. Okay. So, at day 200, I'll begin creating my first assimilation contents, video that reveals the deeper purpose behind my mission. So these pieces, right, are designed to convert engaged viewers into diehard supporters who adopt my vision as their own. Okay. And I'll keep these videos limited and intentional, making, each one feel exclusive and pivotal. So, by the time I hit, day 365, I expect, around maybe 30K to 60K. Hopefully. Right. And then now we can talk about day 365 to day 500. Okay. So, somewhere around the 1 year mark, okay, I'm not going to make any promises or anything. I'm trying to keep it low key, right? So I'll start executing the convergence flywheel technique using the reciprocity capital I've built, right? So I'll target creators whose audiences overlap with my own values. And the key is to execute a high impact case study video that brings in new waves or waves of new subscribers to watch this exact video that you're watching right now. Okay. And, I expect to get some pretty good numbers from the first few attempts, but, it won't be extremely fast growth. So, I expect to be somewhere between, like, I don't know, maybe 100 and 200,000 subscribers, right, by day 500. Okay. Right. And then, by day 500, right, I should have a few successfully closed convergence flywheel loops under my belt. So with each new execution, okay, the effects will amplify, bringing in exponentially more people to watch this video, meaning that, more subscribers. So I'll focus on scaling these efforts by targeting bigger and bigger creators, while maintaining quality across my content to handle this growing wave. So at this point, I'll aim for anywhere between, 300,000 and 3 million. Okay, to 3M. Okay. So, and then, let's talk about the final surge, right? So the last 200 days, right? So, the final 200 days is where the cascade effect hits its peak. Okay, so with this foundation set, right, each creator I target will have a magnified impact. This is when my story shifts from, a niche YouTube strategy to a mainstream phenomenon. So I expect to gain anywhere from, 3 to 7 million subscribers just in these last 200 days alone. Boom. Like that, right? So, by this point, right, my story will attract, traditional media attention, propelling me beyond the YouTube ecosystem. So this is, right, the stage where, I'll break through to the final 10 million subscriber milestone. So, in the end, this strategy won't look like a linear path, okay, as I just explained, right? It'll be a rapidly expanding network where, every new success builds on the last, pushing me closer to the finish line, right? It's not about adding subscribers one by one. No. It's about creating a wave of momentum that makes 10 million feel inevitable. Okay. So yeah, basically, yeah, pretty much that's how it should look like. Okay. But now that we've talked, about all the strategies and the timeline, right? Let's discuss the impacts projection and the stakes. Okay. So this isn't just another growth strategy. It's a complete inversion of how platforms are built. Right? I'm not just after subscribers or followers. I'm creating a system that leverages relationships and reciprocity to scale organically, okay? Where others chase trends or dump millions into ads, I'm betting on human psychology, storytelling, and strategic impact to fuel exponential growth. Okay? But because this is so unconventional, right? The stakes are enormous. So, if I succeed, this could rewrite the playbook for audience building, proving that you don't need millions in ad spend or algorithm hacks to reach 10 million people. Right? You just need a well-engineered system built on trust and value. But if I fail, I'll have lost far more than time. I'll lose credibility, momentum, and the opportunity to transition into music and film on my own terms within the next decade. So what could go wrong? Right? The biggest risk is overplaying my hand. If I push this too hard, too fast, I risk diluting my own value. Right? If creators or their audiences see through it, they'll reject it, and I'll lose everything I've built. Then there's the inconsistency, right? So if the quality of my content dips even slightly, it undermines the entire immersion matrix, and people will check out. Okay, another major risk is my business itself. If my business doesn't hit key milestones, I won't have the real-world success to back up my strategies, making my credibility crumble when it's time to leverage the reciprocity capital I've built. Okay, I don't even have my first client yet. Okay, I'm still $13,000 in debt at the time of making this video. Okay, but I know I have what it takes to build an 8-figure business. I know if anyone can do it at age 21, it's me. Okay, and lastly, there's momentum. So if I don't build enough traction in the first year, the final explosive push could fall flat. But here's why I'm taking the risk. Because the potential upside is staggering. All I need is for one creator to believe in this story and share it, and the ripple effects will pull in more creators and audiences at a scale I could never reach alone. This is the cascade effects in action. Okay, each win creates a chain reaction, amplifying every move I make. Okay, if this works, it won't just redefine, right, my future. It will change the way creators and businesses, right, think about building platforms. Okay, you can bypass gatekeepers. Okay, you can have autonomy and influence, and you can control your own destiny, right? But the question isn't whether these obstacles will come up. They will. But the real question is how I'll handle them. So if I can stay consistent, keep evolving the strategy, and focus relentlessly on delivering quality, the potential upside dwarfs risk. Because this isn't just about building a personal brand. Okay, it's about proving that, right? With the right strategy, anyone can build a platform that reshapes the rules of the game. And in doing so, I'm hoping to show others how to break through the system on their own terms. Before I wrap this up, though, I want to speak directly to any creators, watching this, whether I've targeted you or not. Okay, this entire plan, every move I'm making isn't just about building a personal brand or gaining influence. Okay, it's about something much deeper. It's about creating a blueprint for what's possible when you have the courage to reject the traditional rules and build something massive from the ground up without compromising your values. I want to show anyone brave enough that you can rewrite the script. You can change the game. You can build something extraordinary on your own terms, but that's just the how, okay? The why goes deeper. Growing up, I didn't fully understand the depth of the trauma that my parents carried. They survived one of the darkest chapters in modern history. Okay, the Khmer Rouge genocide in Cambodia. So in the 1970s, nearly a quarter of the population was wiped out, and my dad was just 5 years old when his father was taken and executed. And he lost his 3 older brothers too, gone to execution or starvation. And my mom's family survived, but the scars ran deep, right? The trauma never leaves you. It followed them to the US, and it follows me in ways I'm still struggling to fully grasp to this day. And he was so traumatized by what happened that he stopped speaking Khmer with me, which is the language Cambodians speak. When I was a little kid, he wanted me to disconnect from the country, the language, and the pain.
But as I got older, I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something like deeper, right? I needed to understand. And I've traveled to Cambodia 3 times now, but the first time was when I was 16. It wasn't that one trip though that changed everything, but the exposure over time, uncovering more with each visit. Slowly I began to see the depth of the suffering that my parents never spoke about. The struggles of a country, still trying to rebuild. Like, it wasn't just poverty; it was a loss of hope. And every time I returned, the gravity of it hit me harder. Right? The more I understood, the more I realized how fortunate I was to grow up with the chance to chase my dreams without needing to worry about just surviving to tomorrow. Okay, I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't take that for granted. That's why I go by my Cambodian name, Sodien, right, instead of Ethan, because it's a daily reminder of the responsibility that I carry. Right, this isn't just about success or influence; it's about creating something powerful enough to make a real impact on a world that desperately needs hope. Okay, my ultimate dream is to build something so massive in the music and film industry that when I speak, the whole world fucking listens. Okay, I want to be one of the most groundbreaking artists of all time, not to chase fame, okay, but to leverage that attention and status to do something meaningful. Right, the capital and influence I generate from being a global musician and filmmaker will allow me to fund schools, launch projects, right, that reshape how the world sees Cambodia, and mentor the next generation of Cambodian entrepreneurs. Right, I want to give back the opportunities that were stolen from my family and so many others like them. So, this is bigger than me. I'm not asking creators to give me a shout out. I'm not asking for a favor. I'm asking you to see the bigger picture, okay? To see what happens when someone goes all in on a mission that's larger than themselves, okay? Because this isn't just about one video or one strategy. It's about showing the world, right, what's possible when you believe in something greater. And to everyone watching, right, if you believe in rewriting the rules, and building something meaningful that the world hasn't seen yet, then keep watching, okay, keep sharing, and keep being part of the journey. Because, this isn't just a story about me, right? It's about what's possible when you take a stand and decide to build something the world has never seen. That's why I'm doing this. And that's why, no matter how crazy this plan seems, okay, 1,000 days from now, we'll see it through to the end.